unspecified. I fell in love for the first time. With that came a very disturbing event in my timeline, one that changed the course of my life for the far worse. Going forward in these pages, I'm going to call what happened the big, scary domestic violence thing. Not because I want to, but because redacted. We'll come back to these cute literary blackouts at the end of the book, where I can hopefully explain them a little better after I have calmed down. It takes me a solid hour before a Xanax reaches peak effect, so we should be good by then. The irony of all of this is pretty infuriating. I used to hate that anyone could know this part of me, and now I hate that you don't. Long before there were black bars in these pages forcing me to keep the big, scary domestic violence thing a secret, I happily kept it hidden of my own volition. I had thought surviving something so disgusting and awful meant that I, too, was disgusting and awful. Shame's a tricky little bitch like that. I didn't want to court misery forever, so I trudged along pretending to have a normal past, hoping that maybe then I could somehow have a normal future. Well, we love the effort. After a lifetime of bursting into tears at the bottom of the mimosa's carafe, I eventually needed to accept that all those ways I'd chosen to funnel my anguish had only made things worse. Burying my shame did not bring me closer to feeling normal. Keeping my humiliation cowering in the corners of my heart did not make everyone like me. I'd stacked up a life of punchy pleasantries, fake smiles, and a handful of unfortunate years spent in boleros and ballet flats to hide my arms, hide my height, hide. Only to one day realize that my sadness had evolved into its own new monstrosity. Without another option available, I finally tried courage. Out came the details that redacted. And now my comedy gal memoir is more redacted than the fucking Mueller report. So now what? Now that the most important part of my story, the part I worked my entire life to have the stamina to share, redacted. Sadly, this is probably a more important story than the one I was going to tell anyway. The story of how our systems silence victims, women, and anyone who is considered an other, while the offender has a Vegas buffet of legal protections to choose from. But for the victim, there always seems to be a catch. Their tools for protection conveniently double as weapons to enforce silence. Meanwhile, justice at the highest levels still offers nothing for those who actually suffered the crime. For perpetrators, we offer consequences, punishment, a little jail time. But what justice is there for victims? Let's see, an online fundraiser with a catchy headline? Sympathy carnations? A legal ruling on a piece of paper? That all sounds nice in theory, but when that offender shows up again, a legal ruling on a piece of paper is not the ideal defense for the victim, as if she can just wave around a court-sealed 8.5 by 11 like, "Not this time, boys." Well, I'll just continue on, head held high, shoulders back, tits on guard, and cursing everyone to hell as the women who raised me taught me to do. Before I go forward here, I just need you to know that at one point, my life almost ended. The big, scary domestic violence thing brought with it a destruction that went far beyond just the actual attack. It disrupted every cell of my body. The process of getting back up with the scrambled brain it left me with is the mountain I've been climbing every day. It is not who I am, but it is the obstacle I've wrestled with for years. And it has shaped me into the wobbly woman with a bold lip who stands before you now.